Hello, everybody, and welcome. DJ Batman here with another mini episode. And I believe this would be mini episode 3. This time I'm going to be discussing a little bit about BLM and the problem with it. So, since the group has come into being back in, I think it was 2014, and since then, it has done nothing but actually divide people, cause damage, and ultimately breaking down what a lot of people have spent decades building up. And of course, they're not the only guilty party, but I'm mostly focusing on them right now. So, when George Floyd was killed, or died, I'm just going to say died, but when he died, people went ahead and burnt down buildings, destroyed businesses, ambushed people and shot them. It set up autonomous zones, and then if somebody went down the wrong way, which a lot of these people were young black men, they were shot and killed. There's numerous reports, including videos, that show the lengths that this group has gone to basically get what they want. Like, a lot of people complain about January 6th, but the problem is a lot of people don't look at the fact that BLM themselves has actually gone in many capitals in different states, state capitals, and actually, basically stayed in there and made sure nobody could do their job. The best they could. I mean, even AOC joined one of the ones near DC. So, a lot about this group. And here's the other thing: a lot of people will say that 97% of the BLM protests were peaceful. I'm like, I don't care about tiny, minuscule protests. A few dozen people getting together is not really a protest. It's just more of a gathering. I look at the people who in mass in cities got together to protest. Because overall, if BLM was against what these people are doing and saying they're not actually BLM protesters, then I've always said, then why doesn't BLM actually get on these people and stop them? Why doesn't BLM come out and directly, denounce what these people have done? Because a lot of people will say, especially Young Turk fans and other crazy people like that, will always try to basically say that it's not true, that BLM is peaceful, they're not out to destroy stuff. But I have been listening to these people for years. I literally, when they were constantly marching and stuff, I listened to them live when people were live streaming and heard the crazy crap that they have said. Like, I've heard them say stuff like, there was one time the autonomous zone in Seattle, which technically is still going. They were doing a talk, and they said that they were only bringing up people of color, which still makes no sense to me because white people have color as well. We're not really white anyhow. But anyways, one of the speakers said that before everybody leaves the crowd tonight, anyone who is white must give money to somebody who is not white. And they said that if you don't give money, then it shows who and what you support, which I think is absolutely crazy. I mean, to tell somebody they have to pay somebody because of something that happened in the past, when, to be honest, every race screwed each other over, including people's own race. I mean, look at here in the North Americas. Before white people, before Chinese or the Vikings or any of those people came over here, they were murdering and raping each other and all that stuff. They weren't this like peaceful people that everybody thinks about. Everybody wants to think that there were humans on this planet that were just immensely peaceful, didn't kill each other, didn't do horrible things. Sorry, that's not going to happen. You're going to find those people everywhere. mainly because you have to structure society in the right way. But anyways, when it comes to BLM, though, they don't really try to fix anything. They have cost billions of dollars in damages to this country, you know. Not just that, but you have these leaders who literally call themselves Marxists. They say they're communist Marxists, and they're trying to push the communist Marxist agenda. Now, here's the thing that really makes me laugh, is that so many people will follow BLM and think that it's this great, amazing group, you know, because they're fighting for justice for black people. But I've said, you know, when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, you know, and I turned on TV, there was races all over, you know, it wasn't just white shows. But the problem is things like the BET network have come into being and basically segregated themselves by putting only black TV shows and movies on that network instead of leaving it on regular cable television like it was. So we lost things like Family Matters and stuff like that that were amazing shows. You know, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now I know they brought it back, but oh my goodness, the new one is terrible. But I'll get into that in another subject. But anyways, but people really need to look into what BLM is actually doing. Like, people need to stop looking at groups just by what they say, because people can say one thing but actually mean another. So all I'm saying is, for anybody listening, you know, is stop listening to this group. This group is definitely not out to fix anything. They're just out to get things they think they deserve. Like, for instance, reparations, which I think is absolutely absurd, because unless you actually went through the tragedy, you don't get anything. You know, the reason why people that were Japanese in America, when they were as they're Americans, but they were put in the camps because of the war, they were given money. But it was given to people that actually went through the trauma, because it actually affects them. And I know people say that people can suffer from past slave trauma, and I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You can't suffer from something that you don't fully know. Like, you don't know what your ancestors went through. You don't know exactly what they went through. You can think about what happened, but you're probably wrong most of the time. So, but, you know, they've caused damage. They've burnt stuff down. Of course, I've been threatened many times by them over stickers that I designed, but that's a whole nother subject. But ultimately, they're not out to actually, like I said, fix anything. You know, they're just out to fight for what they think they need, which they don't. If people were to actually, you know, just stop complaining about this stuff and just live their lives, things would be better. Because, I mean, Morgan Freeman himself, you know, thinks that groups like this isn't actually helping. You know, like, he agrees with, you know, putting more focus on what happens in the black community, but be more honest and truthful with it. Like when Asians, you know, we got this movement of, you know, stop Asian hate, but the problem is Asians are more likely to be attacked by a black person than a white or Asian. Because when you look up the numbers, it shows that an Asian is just as more likely to be attacked by their own race as they are by white people, by a white person. I don't know why I said white people. But white people. But when you look at it, they're more likely to be attacked by a black person. But the problem is we don't want to address that because it's considered racist. And that's why I hate BLM, is because they won't allow people to bring up real things. Like when people bring up black on black crime, people always say, well, you don't bring up white on white crime. It's like, yeah, people do bring it up. But we don't need to say it because we understand we need to fix something. And we do the best we can to fix it. But the problem is, in the black community, too many people don't want to help each other. And that especially goes for, like, the people that grew up in the ghetto and then became rich and famous. And then they're not turning around and actually trying to help out these communities that they used to be a part of. So, you know, And that's the thing that really upsets me, is like people like Beyonce and Jay-Z and all this stuff claim to be these amazing people, but it's like, how much money are they actually putting into building better schools, cleaning up these cities and stuff to make them look better, so that the people feel better about themselves and they actually want to take care of their community. Because right now, with how horrible they look, people don't want to take care of it. It's like, why take care of something that is degrading all around you? Is falling apart. It's like, why aren't these rich, people that claim to care about their community actually not, out there doing something? But no, they care more about their money and their fame and stuff like that than actually helping. And that's what these people that support BLM are in the same boat. The people running it are getting money. These leaders have been buying $1 million homes. Do you think they care about what they're talking about? No. They just want to find something to get people to give them money. But anyways, ultimately BLM needs to be stopped and needs to cease, because they're not doing anything better. And the fact that they run around and chant that no lives matters until Black Lives Matter is absolutely absurd. It's just, it's ridiculous. So, because in the end, we need to focus on everybody. We can't focus on people specifically based on their race or gender. It's just like a quick thing. It's just like when it comes to breast cancer awareness. They always talk about women, but they never mention that men can get breast cancer too. Yes, it's not as high a rate, but people, always say, well, that's because we talk about women because it kills more women. I'm like, yeah, but it still kills men. So we need to mention men as well. You need to mention everybody. You can't just mention just because somebody's the majority of dying from something. You can't just leave them out. And that's the thing that BLM does, is they just want to, just look at the 2% of what's being, like 2% of black people being killed by police, instead of looking at the overall majority, which is that young black men are more likely to die by homicide by someone in their own community. So, but in the end, we actually need to work together to actually help each other. We don't need to join groups or organizations. We just need to do what's right and not care about what somebody's race or gender is, and stop judging people based on their skin color. Because a lot of these people, and especially in this group, want to bring up Martin Luther King Jr., but the problem is they misunderstand everything he was saying. He doesn't want people out there causing damage. He doesn't want people out there hurting people. He wants people to be out there judging each other based on their content of their character and not their skin color. And of course, now we're hiring people specifically because of their skin color, which is just backwards. But anyways, that's all I can say for now. I'll probably do another one talking about more in the future. But anyways, I really hope you all enjoyed. I will have more mini episodes coming up. I'm hoping to have them out at least every day by noon, Pacific Standard Time. So everybody else, enjoy yourself. And if you have any opinions, I would definitely want to know. Let me know what you think. Also, if you would like to support the show, I have an Etsy store, a shirt store, and a few other things that I make. So I'll have those in the descriptions. Also, if you go to Etsy, type in Neek Squad 3D prints. That's basically like Geek Squad. Just replace the G with an N. Neek Squad 3D prints. And I'll take you straight to my store on Etsy, and you can purchase a lot of awesome stuff that I design. But anyways, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit like. Also, subscribe and follow for more stuff that I'm making. And again, if you have any opinions on anything I say, please let me know. I definitely want to know what you have to say. Leave a comment. It really helps to know what you all think. But anyways, like I do with all my shows, I leave with playing a song from not a big known artist, but to get more music out there. So we're going to go ahead and leave with the song Right There by Spring Gang featuring Aston Tour. Hope everyone enjoys. See you in the next episode.
Listen to them, just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes, it's right there. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes, it's right there. Don't be afraid, be strong, you're not deep breath and realize, trust in yourself. I promise you'll find hope. Oh, you'll be alright, you'll be alright. Only your heart can tell you what is right. You really should listen to yourself. The only thing that truly matters now is that you're doing well, yeah. Don't fall for it. Don't listen to them, baby. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes, it's right there. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes, it's right there. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes, it's right there. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes, it's right there. It's right there.